as you know, on this show, especially me, big, big Taylor Swift fan.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, when you look up the definition of Swifties, I mean, that's pretty much what we are. I mean, at least me.
I was going to say.
I'm not speaking for you, but I'm a
wrote
huge.
me into this.
I'm sorry.
It's okay, though.
I'm a huge Taylor Swift fan.
I appreciate,
Really. I just have to be honest.
I ain't rocking to that.
But now that we're mixing Taylor Swift with my favorite sport of all time, football, I mean, I'm rock hard on the deal, to be honest. Okay?
I mean, a lot of the news, even like with ESPN, is circling, around pop culture celebrities now more, It's like a third that, 2/3 actual sports.
It is really amazing to me to see how people are just so glued to this. Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce dating, fucking whatever. I don't really know what they're doing.
I hope they're fucking.
I mean...
Speaking of which, do you think Taylor Swift is a virgin? She gives me virgin energy. She gives that off. I would think not, because she's an adult.
I bet you.
And all the different people she's been with, I mean, how could,
I bet
from a female's point of view, how could you not? Some of the guys she's dated.
I bet you she's dirtier than the sluttiest porn star you've ever seen.
Right, because she seems so clean that she's just a closet freak.
Dude. Oh, I mean, to me,
right.
I'm thinking like rituals with candles and like upside down fucking chamber shit, whatever, locked in a dungeon, that sort of shit.
Okay.
That's what she wants to dress up in like all black leather and,
spandex.
Yeah.
Some rubber.
Yeah, whatever,
I
whatever.
can get down
Hey,
with
listen, I mean, do you.
We don't kink shame.
So let me start with this. I mean, I didn't really watch the Jets and Chiefs game. I mean, whatever. Who cares?
Working.
But, everyone is just talking about Kelce and Taylor Swift and where they're going, at what time, and blah, blah, blah. And it came to a point where now you even see the media, and they counted 15 times. Every time they broke away from commercials to get back to the game, they always filmed where Taylor Swift was. And I'm like, really? Really? Haven't we learned?
What are we learning?
Well, here's because remember, I don't know if you remember this, but many years ago, there was a Dallas quarterback named Tony Romo, and he was dating Jessica Simpson, okay? And every fucking Dallas game there was, you'd see Jessica Simpson had the bright pink Tony Romo shirts, and they'd bring it in. Now, it wasn't as high profile as this, but, it was there.
They definitely made, yeah, that's true.
And then for a short period of time, you had the Reggie Bush, Kim Kardashian moment.
I didn't even know about this until now.
You didn't even know?
No.
Oh, man. See, this is a pattern.
Wow.
After they won the Super Bowl, Reggie Bush was with Kim Kardashian for short little period of time.
I was going to say, it must have been quick.
I think they might have had a sex tape. I really don't know. But long story short, it became such a big distraction where that was his last year that he ever played because he just was.
Yeah, dating a Kardashian does that to your career.
Yes, look at Kanye. But I don't know. It's just because now you see these trends now, which I don't know if you've seen, but now all these, not only are all the Swifties buying Travis Kelce jerseys, that apparently his jersey sales went up 400% because now, all the Swifties that never watched football or care to watch football now are like supporting their girl, which is weird that,
Bro, they always do. I mean, what was that story? Whatever record company that she produced her albums with, that she wasn't going to be working with, and they owned or owned some kind of rights to those albums, and she just like redid them all and re-released all the same shit and asked her fans to buy it because of that situation, and then they did.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's a little cringy.
Well, I wouldn't say it's cringy, but the way her fans flock to her, support her, and basically idolize her to a point, it seems to know no bounds. And this is a perfect example, like how you're bringing up, because I've been hearing that all week. Like a lot of the coverage when you're trying to get football has Taylor Swift and all this other stuff involved in it, and people are getting upset about that. And I'm like, well, considering the amount, like she boosted the economy with her little tour. I know the economy, it's still shit, but every little stop that she made, like, the cities were doing well, and it actually generated a lot of revenue for those areas. I mean, if I'm the NFL and I want to bring more eyeballs to it and I want to get more money involved, as if they don't have enough already, you're going to put her on.
How much more do you need? How much
it's
fucking
never enough, bud.
more?
Never enough.
How much more?
Never enough. If we got to get Aaron Rodgers back in the game, it's never enough money. You know that.
It's crazy, and it's like we've just forgot all the real shit that happened in the world, and we're just so focused on Taylor Swift, Travis Kelce. So now there's a trend now where that women, and again, I'm biased to these trends. I think that a lot of them are staged or not legit. And what I mean by that is a lot of these women now, or the new trend is they'll have their boyfriends, husbands, whatever, and they'll get a reaction from them saying that Travis Kelce was a nobody until Taylor Swift came into his life, and then you see the dudes' reactions. They get fucking pissed off, heated. They're like, "What are you talking about? He's the top tight end right now. Like, he's been in the league forever. Are you serious?
Right.
Like, really?"
Both brothers played against each other in the last Super Bowl.
Exactly.
Like, hello, that was huge news.
Exactly. So, so you got that trend going on, and here's my little synopsis of it. I mean, good for Travis Kelce, I guess. But I got 2 points on it. One, I don't know how you impress her because she's got more money than, like how,
That's not
there's
what
a
impresses her.
I understand that, but I'm just saying, like, she's what, almost a billionaire.
I don't know what her net worth is.
Right,
but I'm sure
and he's, I'm not saying he's on food stamps, but it's like, I don't know, it'd be equivalent of like a CEO at Coca-Cola, dating a janitor, like. I don't know. I know it happens. It's rare, but I don't know how you impress her. But good luck with that.
Love is love.
And B, he better pray. Better pray that they never break up.
Yep. All those jerseys they're gonna be filming on fire the second they break up.
They're gonna burn.
Imagine the song. She might cut a great album actually if they break up.
Exactly.
I know
better be careful.
There were a lot of guys, and this was like 5-6 years ago. There was a story that broke that there are a lot of affluent men in the limelight, whether it's entertainment or sports or what have you, that their thoughts about dating Taylor Swift. They had people ask, would you ever date Taylor Swift? And they're like, no, because they don't want to be the next great hit song about them. And I'm like, that's an honor. She's like, you see that on the top Billboard charts? Yeah, I'm the muse, baby.
Right.
I'm the inspiration here. Like, take pride in that. Don't be sad.
Kinda. It just depends on how personal you were with her. Like how much
did you go to the dungeon, basically?
Well, right, like
the Swift sex dungeon,
or like whatever phobias or just something really private about you that you shared with her. That would be my biggest thing of all. But I have this thinking that. Listen, I don't think it's going to last long. I think it's just like a little phase. You already see them fucking making commercials and all this other bullshit, like already. So, whatever. I think it's just, what's hot this summer, whatever. Christmas is coming up. I don't want to be alone, whatever.
Cuffing season.
But when they do break up, I mean, he better be fucking ready because it could be bad. Yeah. It could fuck up his career. I'm just saying. Maybe not. But I could just, hey, listen, Reggie Bush, ask Tony Romo, ask them how that worked out. I'm just saying.
I mean, I think it's an interesting pair. I don't know the ins and outs of how they met or how, they hit it off. I just know now that they're dating, after the football season began. That's how I found out about it because she's at the games. It's all over the internet, like you said. And I don't mind it because it at least kind of it gets the girls involved.
Well, we're talking about it.
Right, we're talking about it, but it gets the ladies involved on Sunday or Monday Night Football, and they want to watch it, with their man, kind of thing.
They should anyway.
Well, I mean,
they should anyway. What is this, fucking WWE?
Right.
Now we're turning into wrestling because now we got to add celebrity. So what? Now we're gonna have like a celebrity fucking night. What's the night? They're gonna play football? Like,
who knows?
Like really?
But it's interesting to note that the Chiefs-Jets game this last Sunday was the most viewed Sunday football game since the Super Bowl, thanks to the increased female viewership. So approximately 27 million viewers tuned in to that game. Most watched Sunday, like I said, since the Super Bowl, according to NBC Sports. With Taylor Swift in attendance, the Sunday Night Football audience peaked at 29.4 million viewers during the second quarter of the game. Compared with the first 3 weeks of Sunday Night Football, the game saw significant demographic gains, particularly among girls aged 12 to 17, women aged 18 to 24, and women older than 35 years. So the game garnered national attention, obviously, to Swift's presence, making it the most watched pro football game of the season thus far. So, I mean...
It's really, they just want to see Zach Wilson tear it up. I just
want to see Zach Wilson's mom.
Mom?
What?
What?
Yeah.
I want to see his mom.
She's a smoke show, dude.
Was he?
He was getting hazed for that when he first got into the
I thought he left his girlfriend and dated his ex's mom or something.
There's something going on, but then when you look at
I
his
thought that's
mom,
what he did. I don't know about his mom. I didn't see his mom, but I don't know. It's just just stay fucking sports, man. Any time the NFL veers away from sports, it's bad. Okay? They tried the political arena. Okay, that was bad. Then you go the race arena, that was bad. You go,
those two are kind of intertwined in a way.
Yeah.
But,
so
they do the pink flags for breast cancer month.
It's all fake. It's just
pink flags,
just extra
pink gloves,
market. It's
pink
just
shoes.
It's for marketing. I mean,
right.
I don't know. It's one thing if it was okay, you show what celebrities are in attendance, that happens. Okay, cool, whatever.
Usually at the Super Bowl.
But now you're glorifying it oh my God, look, there's Taylor Swift. Oh my, there's Travis Kelce's girlfriend, Taylor Swift. I'm just
my girl comes to my games.
It just becomes cringy. Oh God, dude. You have nothing better to film then let's just have a camera on her.
They really don't. When the play is not happening, they really don't have anything better to film. Unless it's a dude picking his nose in the crowd, what I mean?
Maybe then they got to adjust the game to how MLB beat it and then make it go fucking faster. I don't know.
Well, they already do the play clocks and everything like that, which is a similar fashion to the pitch clock. I mean, I get it. Baseball doesn't have clocks. There's no time. But, yeah, now there's a little bit of a time limit. So, I mean, they already kind of have that. Yeah. It's a lot of stop and go with football, so you got to film something. Yeah. Unless you want to cut the commercials 20,000 times. I mean, but it does say a lot with regard to the ultra feminists that rave and rant about the fact that women in the WNBA and female sports don't garner enough attention and don't get paid as much as the men because they don't sell enough tickets, and you're all watching the men's football game for your girl Taylor Swift. We see where the big interest is. Are we getting it now? Is it sinking in?
No.
No, of course not. We deserve to be paid the same. Well, maybe you should bring out the same numbers and generate the similar revenue, and you'll see your cut of the share. That's just kind of how the world works in terms of business. Right. But clearly you won't support that, but you all have plenty of time to tune in to the Sunday Night Football game.
Because really what it is.
Go boys.
Here's really what it is. I'm gonna. This is honest. Women don't support each other, and we don't want to admit that.
Yeah.
They always want it. They are. And listen, it's not their fault. God bless their little souls. It's not their fault.
Yeah.
That's just how they're wired. That's just how they are created. They are so jealous of the next bitch, and all they want to do is tear them down. That's it. They're not watching the NFL because of so-called Taylor Swift. They think that, oh my God, Travis Kelce is so hot because that's who Taylor Swift's dating.
He's a handsome man.
That's really what it is.
He's rocking the stash, too. I dig it.
Let's be honest.
I dig it.
And that's why women's sports don't pull in the ratings, is because women, either A, they don't care because they don't like sports to begin with, and B, they're not there supporting their fellow women.
Yeah.
And
they want to see the guys in the tight fucking pants
right,
on, and
and here's something
the
else.
masculine grunts and.
But here's something else. It's not like there's a woman millionaire or billionaire making WNBA teams. Every single WNBA team was created by a male owner. I don't see Oprah starting a WNBA team. What about Taylor Swift? Swifties. You can have a New York Swifties. That could be your WNBA team.
Yeah, the Swifties versus the Winfreys. That'd be an awesome fucking game.
It's just, again, another hypocrisy that we just want to look and avoid and put our heads in the sand and just be like, whatever.
Yeah.
So, I mean, listen, women, that's why I love the argument that they just bitch and complain, the pay is so unfair. It's not. You either don't want to put in the work or don't face reality. You can make as much as a man.
It's more of the second one.
Right. You can make as much as a man, but you have to get your fucking hands dirty. You want to make as much as a male construction worker, you're going to have to do the same shit. And if you don't want to put in the work then that's on you.
Yeah, me neither. Don't worry, ladies.
That's on you. But, again, it's like.
But yeah, and earlier you raised up these trends where the women filming their male counterparts about who's Travis Kelce just to piss them off.
Yeah.
When's the last time you thought about the Roman Empire?
Probably back in senior year high school history class.
Right.
Probably.
You're still trying to fully contemplate the fall of Constantinople.
No, okay. I will say, because I may have privately in conversations with people, but I will bring up the Roman Empire in arguments if I feel this country's collapsing, just like the Roman Empire did, because there's similarities to it when we start getting into like the gender stuff and
football. Even that, when you think about the Coliseum and
right.
everything like that, the entertainment and stuff, and
right.
also look who's here now, so you have even more eyeballs on it.
Right. So when you look at the fall of the Roman Empire, so I make that comparison to how I feel we're on that path to fall. But that's it.
Well, there's because I do kind of think about it pretty frequently. I would say maybe like once every 2 weeks, something pops into my head that, kind of makes me think of something that happened, like whether it's, the death of Caesar or even just the Colosseum battles in and of itself, or the aqueducts or their road systems, all the things that they had invented. But there's a trend now online where these women are filming their boyfriends or their husbands or maybe even their dad or their brother or somebody, and they ask them when's the last time they thought about the Roman Empire, and all of them are like, either like yesterday or they thought about it earlier today or something like that, and women are just laughing at them. They're just bewildered by the fact that all these men are thinking about the Roman Empire. And a lot of people have speculations for reasons as to why this might be happening, and one of them was the one that you brought up, because it was an older couple, and you could tell he was not having it. He was not ready to be bothered, but he did answer it anyway. He humored his wife, and she asked him when's the last, do you think about the Roman Empire? And he goes, oh yeah, all the time. And she's like, why? And he goes, it's kind of like the times we're in right now.
Yeah.
Think about it. They want to distract us with all kinds of stuff because everything's failing. That they used to give everyone, they'd gather them all in the Coliseum, and they would give them grain and bread and wine, so they fill their belly. Right. You get all this free stuff, you're drunk, you're full, you're fat and happy, you're entertained. You're not now thinking about all of the problems that are about to face the entire nation or empire at that time.
Yep.
So that, I thought, was a pretty cool answer.
So do all these women ask their men, like, why?
It never really continues on further. That one, he explained
that
why.
That was just a rare one.
That one, he explained why.
But usually they just, after they say all
they
the
just
time.
hear her giggling, and he's like, what? What's the problem kind of thing? Like, what's the big deal?
I think, I'm going to be honest with you. I think it's a bunch of bullshit.
Yeah, maybe somebody did
I
it
think
first,
it is.
and now it's a staged thing.
Yeah.
Like how?
Because listen, let's. You can't believe. Look, with all these TikTok trends and shit. Listen. Here, I'm gonna let the cat out of the bag. Here's what it is. We're a lot of us, just like us right now, we're in the content business, and we're either some are trying to make money out of it, and some people are. And when you see a catchy trend, you're gonna hop in on that, and it's very easy to record something or before you hit start, hey, listen, here's the trend. Happens all the time with dances, with whatever the fuck. So I know good amount of people. I know about some manly men. They're not all fucking soy boys, and not one do they just bring up, unless if we're really talking about politics or.
I was going to say the fall of the Roman Empire is usually what I'm discussing.
Right, but not
if I bring
like
it back
we're
up.
just not fucking daydreaming every day. Like, oh man, dude, if only we were back in the Roman Empire days. Life was so good back then.
Feed me grapes as they fan me with a palm frond.
It's like watching fucking Snow White if you're a chick watching the Disney movie. Like that's what they think. Like that's what this trend is relating to us guys thinking of the Roman Empire as this fucking Disney movie. It was I don't believe it.
Right. Well, okay. For argument's sake, this was another take on it. Let's say that it is real. Okay, there was a psychologist that made a video saying that if your man's thinking about the Roman Empire, and a lot of these men are thinking about the Roman Empire, if that's the case, it's likely because men have the inherent quality about them, this need to conquer, if you will.
Yeah. It's our DNA.
Yeah. I got a frog in my throat. So his analysis led him to believe, his hypothesis at the end was that if your man's constantly thinking about the Roman Empire, it's about an urge or need to feel conquering something. I need to conquer something or attain goals. So his reasoning is that if your man thinks like that, then he hasn't reached a goal, or he hasn't conquered a fear, or accomplished a mission in his mind of something he wants to, whether it's a promotion, whether it's finishing work on a car, whether it's, finally buying, that new house, something like that. That was his take from it. But also, if it is true, ladies, don't discount the fact that it is an unbelievable historical empire. Because the Roman Empire, at its peak, it expanded 5 million square kilometers, making it larger than the U.S., all starting in Italy.
Oh, really?
Yep, all starting in Italy.
Is that why they call it the Roman Empire?
Oh, yes. Basically, the land they controlled stretched what would be from modern-day England all the way to modern-day Ukraine. We'll see how long that lasts.
Those damn Russians.
Yeah. But not only that, I mean, they built bridges 2,000 years ago that are not only still standing but still in use. The Alcantara Bridge in Spain was built under Emperor Trajan in 106 AD, and the original inscription on the bridge read, "I have built a bridge which will last forever." So far, so good. I mean, forever is a bit of a stretch, but hey. Also, all of the roads, like I had said earlier, that the ancient road systems that they had built, the Roman superhighway, if you will, the Appian Way, the old saying, all roads lead to Rome. The Appian Way was the first paved road. Still, when construction projects to this day are underway in Italy, crews discovered buried ancient roads. Recently, they found one when digging to begin a project to build a McDonald's. They found an ancient road underneath that actually had a skeleton in there.
Oh.
So someone left.
I wonder how many women helped build those bridges, and I'm just asking. Did any women come up with the designs for the bridges or anything like that?
I don't know. I don't think they were allowed to read at that time, read or write. So.
Yeah, you're right. The good old days. You know what? Maybe they're on to something.
The Pont de Garde is an ancient Roman aqueduct bridge built in the 1st century AD. It's the highest bridge the Romans ever built. It's a 3-tiered bridge, like with those arches, and they get smaller towards the top. It measured about 360 meters high. These and other Roman aqueducts that were built over 2,000 years ago still supply fresh water to the cities today, which is also pretty amazing. And of course, let's not forget the Grand Coliseum, which is kind of like, the old school football stadium, if you want to do it that, where they did plays, gladiator battles most famously. But something I didn't know that I learned was, this was kind of interesting. At times,
let's hope. I hope you're going to say what I think you're going to say.
well, they flooded the Colosseum.
Yes.
Yeah, they flooded it and had naval battles that
Yep.
were organized by Emperor Titus. The last recorded naval battle in the Colosseum was in 107 A.D.
Yep.
I did not know that they did that.
Mm-hmm.
Probably used the aqueducts to bring the water in. You know what I mean?
That's the whole point.
It's all the ingenuity that they had. I mean, for the tools that they had, it's pretty remarkable that a lot of that stuff is still around.
Yep.
And is still functional.
Yep.
Not only just
and we can't even get a fucking football field right, and let alone
Let's flood Gillette Stadium. That's where they got the rainwater from the Swift concert. Let's take all the rainwater that you tried to sell online and flood Gillette Stadium, and let's play water polo.
They just scooped up all the water from the New Jersey flooding that no one knew about, and they just used that. But, I mean, listen, that's, Roman Empire, Greece, all that stuff. They had their architect, their sculptures, paintings, their designs. I mean, I feel like we've just digressed. I mean, look at our roads. Look at our buildings. They're just outdated. I mean, we just half-ass fucking everything.
Bill Murray had an old quote years ago that was basically make marijuana legal recreationally, and then use only the tax revenue from marijuana that you get to fix all the roads and call it Operation Pothole.
Yeah,
I love the idea.
Yeah. Well, speaking of trends, this takes the cake for me. I'm not big on trends and social media, but we saw a couple weeks ago. We watched a video from a guy named Meat Canyon, who does a lot of animated videos, and they're all pretty funny, based on like Toy Story and SpongeBob or celebrities.
SpongeBob was great.
And
they get worse. Like the bits start. It's like a Key and Peele sketch, but just grotesque animation.
Yeah,
that's dark
animation
as fuck, and it gets worse as it goes on.
So he did one on an NPC, and again, this is how I know I'm getting old. I don't know what an NPC is, and I'm like,
explain it to you,
right? And we watched it, and I go, oh, this can't be real. We're just making fun. And then you showed me. And it's not only did you show me, but then the New York Post did a thing where it's like the new trendy thing now. So for people who don't know or, is uninformed on this massive trend now, apparently it's these, dumb bitches that get on and the people have to buy emojis, and when they pop up, they have to like say it or do the act, right?
Do
something
some
like
kind
that.
Like little whatever. You act like an NPC, like in a computer game or a video game.
Right.
So you're just
and
like,
just say gang gang.
Yeah,
and
they just have these weird
stupid
stupid phrases. Yeah, the ice cream gun. They're like yum yum, yum and it's really weird.
Yeah.
And I don't get it.
Here's what I'm gonna break it down here. Okay. You see all these relationship podcasts, like whatever podcasts. It's
I don't like that podcast.
I understand, but
I don't like this one.
So you have that one, Fresh and Fit. Like there's a bunch of these dating, relationship advice shit, whatever. And as much problems as the women have, which I will get into, I got to start with the men first. And I got to be honest with you, okay? I'm 30 years old, and this is fucking embarrassing and crazy. Okay? Because here's the thing. We men are supporting this. Like, we're the ones that are buying into the OnlyFans, the fucking NPCs, all this other shit. the fellow ladies aren't doing it. They're not like, oh man, Friday night I'm gonna drop a couple hundred to support my girl showing her. No, it's fucking men.
Sure.
Us men are fucking doing it, and because for whatever reason we cave so much into trying to please women and change ourselves and our identity to please them, and then being too alpha or too manly was, it was a sin, so we had to lower, and then, just a snowball effect kept going to now, we are making these women rich by doing nothing. And then on the flip side, we have them on podcasts or whatever and call them out for their actions. But it's like, look how much money not only are they making from it, but the men are supporting it. Because I'm going to be honest, if the men out here that are bitching and complaining so bad about, oh my God, all these women are doing OnlyFans, they're whores, licking ice cream cones, whatever the fuck. Okay, well, you need to then start with protesting, banning, fucking watching that shit.
Don't participate.
Subscribing to that shit. Listen, newsflash, porn is free. Okay?
Sure is.
If you're gonna go down that route, just watch fucking porn, bro.
While it's still free, who knows what's gonna happen?
Right. Or if you're gonna pay for the real thing. Strip clubs are still around. Prostitution's still a thing. Not the safest bet, but I'm just saying.
Yeah.
So,
prostitution's we'll call it a trade. A trade as old as fucking the Roman Empire.
Yeah, but, like I said, it just, the hypocrisy of it just blows my mind that, we don't, and it's accountability. No one wants to take accountability and look at themselves in the mirror and go, I'm part of the problem. I never have seen an OnlyFans chick or had any interest to be like, man, I got to give her my money.
Right.
She doesn't know me.
I'm just
whatever. Like,
I'm your only fan.
No. So us men have to do better, and we've failed on a lot of fronts. Okay, because here's the flip side to it too. Where are these ladies' dads? Were they in their life? Did they, because I'm going to be honest, if I ever had a daughter, I don't give a fuck if she's 18, 35. She ain't doing fucking OnlyFans. She ain't doing these fucking gang, licking ice cream emojis. I don't give a fuck how much money she's fucking making.
And on the
that's not happening.
Right. And on the flip side, if there are any ladies sitting here getting mad already, there's a lot of stuff already circulating too that, to teach your sons that their body is just as sacred. Not only just teach it to your daughters, like what you're doing, how you're behaving, because that could affect you in the future. You want to go around in I get it. You start to hit like a sexual peak in your late teens, early mid-20s as a man, and you just want to go out and fuck everything that moves. And then one day you meet somebody that you actually care about and your body count's ridiculous. Newsflash, guys. Women don't want to do that's been with everyone either. It happens more often. I get it. It's easier to let go and look the other way in society's eyes, but it's still a
That's
thing.
another thing that drives me.
Take care of yourself, boys.
That's another thing that drives me nuts is because I'll pop in or I'll see clips from like the whatever podcast because it's just so huge. But I'll see the clips on the shorts.
Yeah.
And I love when all these women, they get mad about body count. Like, oh, why do men care about body count and shit like that?
Everybody does.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Let me give you the flip side. Then why do you women care about how tall we are, how much money we make, right? Okay. But let's just go with the height thing. Strictly the height.
Yeah.
You don't want to date a short guy, whatever, under 6 foot, ill. Okay. Well, let me give you some truth right here. Men cannot control their height. You cannot control your height. That is just what it is. You can't control your body count. I got a newsflash for you. Okay? You don't have to be McDonald's and be open 24/7. You can dictate who you sleep with. Okay?
Yeah.
But, whatever. That's just, and that's fine. Like, do you? You want to be a whore, sleep around, whatever? Get your Gucci bags, whatever? Okay, that's cool. But the thing is, us men, a lot of us are happy to be alone.
I am.
We can be alone. We can function alone. Shocker. Women kind of can't. And we can have kids literally whenever we want. Robert De Niro's what, fucking 90, and he just had another baby?
Right, yeah. Well, that's like the whole when people flip, because someone and this is old, I know, where some lady posted a thing where it's like, women sleep with who they want to, men sleep with who they can, and then a guy commented right underneath it, men marry who they want to, women marry who they can.
Right.
I was like, ouch.
I mean, but just look at all these trends. I mean, we're just all ass backwards, and 80% of women initiate the divorce, and all these women are set to these delusional expectations to where they got to have X amount of money, be a
There
certain
is a
class.
thing like that. I have seen some videos where they walk up to a woman who looks, really good. She's dressed really well, and then they ask her, would you be able to date a guy that makes $75K a year? And they laugh.
Right.
And I'm like,
right. And it's like,
good luck to you, sister. You want that top 1% high energy male, but
hold on. But they want that, but they want to be treated like a queen. Which you can't.
Yeah.
Because here's the thing.
You need to contend with them, and they want, actually, women and men both. We want a partner to contend with, not someone you got to take care of. You can where you can take care of things where they can't, and they can take care of things where you can't. That's what I mean.
It's got to be a balance.
Contending with. That's what I mean by that. Not necessarily we
can
all do the same.
But support, team effort, not a
like Taylor Swift showing up to Travis Kelce's games. Am I right?
No.
Oh, come on.
It's a scam.
Love you, T.
But listen, I mean, men failed on all fronts. We failed as husbands, we fail as fathers, and not just if men have daughters and how that's going, but even men teaching their sons how to be men. That has fallen off on all fronts.
Everybody gets too scared, and I saw something recently too that was shared by a couple of friends of mine that are both women, which was kind of refreshing to see. That it was like, stop saying masculinity is toxic. It's not. Weak men are toxic.
Yep.
Masculinity, when we'll say done properly, is strong, supportive, and loving. Period.
But now, because there are so many weak men, and I went. Weak is and mentally too.
Right.
I'm not just because you go to the gym doesn't make you a strong.
Your willpower, basically,
right.
Like you cave every time.
Because the market is so flooded with weak men, that's all women are surrounded and deal with. So then, when they are in a presence of a strong man, alpha male mentality, it's like
right.
It's like seeing it's like seeing a unicorn. But not only that, then they think that you're not genuine. That everything that you do is an act and whatever. But it's like, no, the dudes that you've been hanging out with that, go to the Taylor Swift concerts with you with a Swiftie shirt or the Barbie movie, they're really the ones that are. Behind the scenes. And listen, do you, but...
That's a good point that you make, too, because this just happened recently. Over 690 new words got added to the English lexicon in our dictionary.
I'm sure half of them are fucking pronouns.
No. Well, Gen Z, you have historically made your mark officially. Riz, mid, bussin'...
Hold on. Let's stop.
I don't even know what
Hold on.
Riz means.
Wait, yeah, this one... This is a new thing now. What the fuck is Riz?
I don't know what Riz means.
What is Riz?
Mid is just, like mid-level.
Yeah, but that's been around since high school.
Okay.
Mid-bud, like that was...
Yeah, that's right, mids. No one wanted mids.
Right, exactly.
Now it's in the dictionary.
What the fuck is Riz?
I have no idea, but we can look that up
what
later.
The fuck
or type it in the comments.
Is Riz?
We're old, sorry.
I'm fucking 30. I don't know what the fuck is Riz?
Bussin' is now in the dictionary.
Whatever.
But the big keyword to tie it into this conversation, which has now officially been added to the dictionary, is simp. Because, like you said, it's so prevalent in let's say, the market pool, the dating pool, that, we might as well make it a word because it's easily identifiable, clearly.
I mean, I mean, I can go on forever on this shit. It's just it's snowballed out of control, and it's just another thing that instead of both sides taking accountability and be like, you know what, we fucked up, we need to do better and improve. It's just another thing we're gonna fight and disagree on. Because here's the thing: even when you bring out actual facts, especially to these ladies nowadays, they just don't acknowledge it. Like they just whatever. Like you give them cold hard truths. And yeah, some you see like they may cry, they may have a reaction to it, but then they just continue at like take me for who I am, and it's like okay, but you're not going to get who you want.
Not always, yeah.
You know, you're going to get the shady dudes and the abusive dudes, the simp dudes, whatever.
Or you could land a good one and then they dip out the very next day because they just wanted to get some and
go back to Pennsylvania. Just
it's just a quick in and out.
And it's sad because I do feel for some of these ladies, but it's like at the same time it's like it's a trickle down effect. Where where were the dads to teach them all these things like, and again it could have been one dude in her life that fucked everything up. You know what I mean? Because of whatever selfish shit he was going through, whether he was just drinking too much or decided to, put his hands on her or whatever. So, as much as we want to bitch and complain of how much these, women are like whores or whatever, it's like, well, we've kind of helped mold them into that. Cause
we fan the flame a little bit
right,
there, yeah.
And it starts with being a parent, and not only that, where we were just such a shitty boyfriend that ruined their life for whatever selfish reason we were going through.
And in the same respect, when I was younger, I got taken for a ride when I was like 16, and guess what? The next 2 girls that I dated, I wasn't awful to them, but the way I left was just so sudden that it was, kind of awful. Like, no explanation, no nothing. It's over, done.
Yeah, women do that too.
No, why? Yeah, I get that. Why? But like, why don't I want to have a resolution, or why do I not want to like solve whatever conflict it is that's making me want to run, or does it have something to do with me and getting into it mentally? But instead, it was just a lot. Screw you. Don't need you. And then I say a bunch of nasty things. Mind you, I was a kid. I get that. But you're right. It could take one really bad relationship or being treated poorly by your partner to then all of a sudden develop bad traits and treat somebody that's actually nice once they come along. And then now you've started this vicious cycle with them, whereas now you put all that on them. They absorb it. And then you split. Now they're left with all of this awfulness. Hopefully they take some time to themselves and get it all out, figure out who they are. But that usually doesn't happen. We go out and we try to find somebody else. And then when we do, all that extra baggage is now unpacked onto them, and the cycle continues.
Let me tell you something. Just for any guy out there, just for fun, just hold a door open for a woman. Just do it. They will shit their pants. They don't know. Like
I get thanked profusely at the gas station.
They can't comprehend what's going on.
Yeah. Midwestern girls, you get it, but everyone else, yeah.
Like when I went to college for a little bit and I held a door open for these fucking college bit, they had no clue what was happening. They just stood there.
Is this a prank?
No, they stood there and they either thought that I was gonna go in or like they didn't know. They did not know what was going on. I mean, I've been on dates where just a car door.
I remember you telling me about that.
And it's like, oh, what are your intentions? And it's like, what? Where you been, in a fucking cave? But and it's sad, but it's like, dude, us men have to get better. And ladies, here's another thing too. How you put yourself out there dictates how a man's going to treat you as well. For instance, if sex is all you have to offer, that's all that we're going to want. And that's all that you're going to be used for. Another thing Don't have sex on the first night. I know that's going to be crazy.
For both of y'all.
But here's the thing, though. Us men will take it on the first night.
Resist.
Whatever. No, we'll take it.
I know. Yeah, generally speaking.
Whatever.
I'm just suggesting resist.
All I'm saying is we'll take it.
She'll be thinking about it for a while.
But it'll be on the back of our minds as saying, because we know we ain't the first ones in the cut.
Right, if it's,
So you do this with everybody, right? So the mentality is not that we're going to automatically treat you bad because you slept with us, but that's not, we ain't going to marry you. We're not, we're just going to with you for, because how easy it was.
Maybe, yeah.
Because now the next dude, he just has to try a little bit harder than you did, and he's easily in the cut.
Good luck, buddy.
I'm just saying.
I'm just kidding.
But women have this mentality of, oh my God, I gotta sleep with him. Like it's in their fucked up brain that they feel like he's gonna stay with me if I gave him ass. No, reverse that. That's how you're gonna weed them out even more.
I was gonna say, yeah,
because a good guy is gonna wait, right?
If he decides to not see you because you didn't sleep with him, yeah, you didn't need that one.
Have some standards, ladies. Jesus.
The other good one that I heard was for ladies that take rejection. If they are interested in a guy and they turn him down. Was it Caitlin Perifalo, I think her name is? I'm probably botching that. She's a stand-up comic. But she was like, to the ladies, if you ever want to learn how to get over a guy, just get to know him.
Right.
You'll be like, wow, I'm glad I'm not with you. You're a fucking idiot.
Right.
Learn that one.
Well, Patrice O'Neal, rest in peace, said it best.
Always said it best.
We want you around, but not like with us. Like we want you nearby.
I want you on the roof.
On the roof, in the backyard, in the garage, but just not with us. We want you around, but not with us.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, and then quickly, I wanted to get into another thing that you ladies do, especially with Russell. Russell Brand. He's another target, and I'm gonna, in full disclosure, I don't know if it's true or not, but here's the thing. That ladies now are doing, because part of this Me Too movement is believe on women. So now we're having all these claims of rape or sexual misconduct, all this other shit, right? And the timing of it's very convenient. Oh, it happened 20 years ago, whatever. You see Donald Trump goes through it constantly, Russell Brand, Andrew Tate, the list goes on. Seems motivated.
I was going to say, all the people on the list, I'm like, who doesn't like them?
Well, and then also the baseball player, I think Bowser, I forgot. Los Angeles pitcher, whatever.
Princess Peach is pissed.
He got falsely accused. There was a punter from the Buffalo Bills who got falsely accused, but he's not in the league, dude. Like, he's not in the league. So, and so you're having this... With all these false claims, okay, I can no longer now, like for instance with Russell Brand, all these women coming out, it's hard for me to be like, to sympathize and be like, oh man, maybe he did do that. Because now I'm automatically reversed to, this is bullshit. We saw with the Johnny Depp thing, because even if the evidence comes out that she lied, it was whatever, he still has that stain on her. And here's what's crazy. Not one woman gets in trouble for these false accusations.
No.
They never get in trouble.
If you reversed the sentence to if you're found out to be lying and making a fraudulent accusation, if you face the sentence, I guarantee you there'd be a lot less of this nonsense going around. And you're absolutely right when it comes to timing, because this started to unfold the second Danny Masterson gets put away.
Yep.
Right? And so I'm like, okay, now they're going after Russell Brand. Well, Russell Brand, over the last couple of years, after getting out of the entertainment business, who also wrote a book discussing all of the horrible shit that he did while on drugs and fucked up on alcohol and sleeping with women, all that stuff he's already admitted to. And, mind you, it was also noted that this woman that's making this claim said that she went to like a health clinic after something happened. So then I'm like, okay, well, where's the documents for that?
Right.
If there isn't any, then you must be lying, because they keep those documents, and that could be used as evidence. But okay, I guess I guess no big deal there. But Russell Brand's also now this person that is speaking out against the status quo, basically, and talks about things even along the lines that we did, questions about the vaccine, questions about mask mandates, questions about BlackRock and Vanguard, questions about those kinds of investments, questioning Maui, questioning. So if you're big enough and you shine a light on the things that the powers that be don't want you to, what they do is they try to destroy your reputation. Now, we realize that, obviously, okay, violence isn't really enough to get people too turned off to somebody. So where do we go? What's something that's really sensitive? Rape.
Yep.
So when you combine that and raping women and young women and all that, that gets people emotionally charged. So now you're slandering
and you're
somebody.
automatically guilty.
Right, because it makes all of us kind of mad in a way. I remember my parents used to watch Law and Order SVU. As a kid, I couldn't, up until I was like 15, I couldn't watch the crime part at the beginning of the show. Like the first, couple minutes of the episode, it's showing you the crime. I would see some that were so, sexually, graphic for TV and for me as a kid, because I was just like, oh my God, like that's not cool. Like it upsets you.
Yeah.
And I feel like, generally speaking, it upsets all of us. I'll go ahead and speak for everybody except for, the psychopaths that get off on that shit.
Epstein.
Yeah. But that gets you fired up. So immediately you have an emotional response too. So that's also tied into it as well.
But to me, it also, when you see all this shit go down, ladies wonder why men don't want to not just get married, but even initiate, asking you out or something, because you can easily just make a claim, and it's automatically you're believed, and sexual harassment, whatever. And it's like, why are we going to take a chance and get accused? Yeah, even if we're innocent, we won't get arrested. Our reputation. Most men that are good men go on their reputation. That is worth more than us and money. Mm-hmm. And once you have that label of sexual harassment, rape, whatever, you can't get that off. No. Even if it's proven guilty. And part of it is we don't hold women accountable. And women know that. And women also use that for rich men or whatever, because God forbid we either work or whatever. The easy thing is we're going to make a bunch of claims, whatever, and either you give us some of your money that you spent your entire life working hard on, or we'll just go to TMZ or whatever the fuck and say you raped us, and guess what? You got that on you now. But again, it does happen, and it is a problem. Why are you waiting 20, 25 years? Why are you waiting 15 years? Why? Right. So that part of me is like, okay,
Because I guess they asked that girl that was making the claim that, and that's when she did the whole, I went to the, whatever clinic, right after it happened because I was so traumatized. But there's no evidence or documentation of that. So what, we just believe you for no fucking reason. That's nonsense. So of course
why are men going to entertain it?
Right. Of course it's getting thrown out the window. And at the last location I worked at, there was a fellow that worked there that, he asked some girl out and she said no, and people were making jokes about it or whatever. Like how you said about a reputation. You're now developing a reputation. He asked one out. She said no. So his reputation is that he's a flirt or that he's trying to get a date, which to some degree is true.
Yeah,
but it's kind of harmless. It is kind of harmless. Whatever. You're attractive. I like you.
You said no, and that was it. He's not fucking stalking you. Whatever.
Right, he didn't. And then he asked someone out that worked in a different area. Not even in the same area as him. And she went to management over it.
Yep.
And then ever since then, just labeled as he's a creep. Oh, yeah, that guy over there. And he was a really nice dude. He was looking for a date.
Yeah.
Okay. Maybe at work's probably not the most professional place to do it. But if you're on your lunch break.
But the company allows it.
It's
not against company rules.
It's not, because I've done it. I mean, you've done it.
Yes. So let's not play games.
Right.
It happens. And, but here's a flip side. If he was a fucking store manager, Bet you he wouldn't have that label. I bet you a lot of women would say yes.
Yeah.
Because of what? Status. What does he have to offer me? That's their mindset.
Well,
Because you could get, because let's be honest, you could get away with that. I
thanks.
couldn't. It's just what it is. You know, you can get away with it. That guy couldn't.
Well,
It is what it.
I'm not going to assume that I can get away. I always assume that I can't, and I feel like that's a good policy for me as well. That way, there is zero chance of that shit happening to me.
Yeah.
I'm not going to get branded.
But
We'll call
right.
it that.
But again, then you wonder why, you know, a lot of you women can't find fucking good, decent men out there because our reputation, because we work hard every fucking day to some degree, some more than others. But
We're using a universal we.
right. And, you know, because listen, at the end of the day, we don't rely on women for shit. We really don't. We don't give a fuck how much money you make, what you do, because we ain't getting it. That's just reality. So everything that we have, like, I have worked every fucking day for at least 12, 14 years of everything that I have. Why am I going to put that, me as a man, why am I going to put that on the line for some ass because I caught her on a bad day or whatever? You know, she's fucking in that Me Too realm, cancel, but whatever fucking she is. Why am I going to risk that? For
You
what?
wouldn't, yeah.
For what? So it's like, fuck it. I'm going to protect my assets. That's why prenups is a thing. That's why all these things are in place because, and now granted, men do it too. I mean, look at fucking all the men that Britney Spears have dated. They all do it too. I'm not, you know, there's always exceptions to the rule, as I always say, but in generality, that's what we're facing. You know, so women have to take accountability on that. Men do too on their shit as well, but it's a shame. It's sad.
And yeah,
I don't see it changing, and I see it getting worse.
I think you're right. And
And this is how society collapsed.
like the Roman Empire. Well, to close this out, I was going to quote Jack Nicholson in the movie As Good as It Gets because he was an author in that and would write some books from the female point of view. And you bringing up accountability makes this very perfect to go out on, where a woman comes up to him who's a huge fan and asks him, "How do you write women so well?" And he says, "I think of a man, and then I take away reason and accountability."